Alright, so we're at a call. I was here literally 4th of July evening, 8 o'clock. Showed up, and nothing wrong with this unit, it's cooling fine. He called back on Sunday. Another tech came out and said he found a partially rubbed wire in the condenser, fixed it, and zip tied. I can see his fix. Now I'm back out here. Just showed up, and everything's calling, but this condenser is not running. So clearly we're having an intermittent issue, but I checked everything Friday evening. So see what we can find out. I got a contactor not pulled in. So I want to all mount through this board. I'm going to see if what he had a pressure switch that was partially rubbed out, and he said he fixed it. You can see his fix with electric tape, connectors right there. I wonder if it went out again on that guy, on his fix right there. So I'm going to get my meter. First, I'm going to shut power off. Then I'm going to get my meter. And the first thing I'm going to check is voltage from the air handler, the thermostat coming out. So we're going to unscrew the yellow wire nut. And the blue wire nut. We're going to check voltage across these two. We're getting 28 volts, so we're getting a call out here to this unit, and it's not running. Contactor's not pulled in. Sometimes means low pressure, but Friday night this pressure was perfect. So if we have an intermittent issue, we'll know. Since we're getting 24 volts passing through, I'll check here. Okay, we're getting 28 volts there. Actually, hold on. I don't know if that was 28 or 20 volts that I just seen. It's bouncing, but we're getting 24 volts. I wonder if we get a bad board. And now we're going to go. We're going to go through your high pressure switch and see. No voltage there. Other side. No voltage there. That's your high pressure. Now we're going to go to your low pressure switch. No voltage there. Other side. No voltage there. We're not even getting voltage to the low pressure switches. So we're getting voltage into the board. No voltage out of the board. I'm going to check the red wire. We're getting voltage on the red wire. So we got a bad board. Figured it out finally. Alright. So I'm going to jump this. We should have power still to the reversing valve. I'll double check. If we don't, we'll have to jump that out too. And we don't. Okay, so all I did was I moved the Y call from inside over to the contactor, and I moved my reversing valve over to this side of the contactor, and the common side of reversing valve to that side of the contactor. I unplugged the Y out here, just so we're not cutting in any wires or maintaining. Everything's going to run fine. Now I'm going to move, just in case the fan relay's bad on here. I got no high power yet. I'm going to move the fan wire to the top of the contactor. just so all that works like it's supposed to. And that should be it. Actually, right now they got a different fan wire running to the top of the contactor, so I will run this fan wire to the bottom down here. It's bypassing the board on this ring unit. Turn it on, should kick on and start running. Or not, now we're not getting high power. Also, let's check it out. Got no high power. 120. 120. We got a bad disconnect also. It must have had a storm. So now this is a disconnect breaker. I don't have any of these, so we're just gonna try and probably just bypass this. I'll find the regular breaker and then give them an estimate to replace the disconnect also. Okay, so if you want to disconnect a bad breaker, you're going to check power here. And if you get 240, that's good. You'll check power here. If you're not getting 240, it's bad. If you go here to ground and you're getting 120 on each leg but no 240, that's bad. That means that breaker is bad, weak, and it needs to be replaced. They pretty much just come right out right here. I'm just going to bypass by removing this breaker, running these two lines back up to here, and then calling it good for now, just to get them through. This isn't a rental property, so we got to get them cooling. And then before you do any of this, you always check for power. And then you never do this just to do it, only as a temporary emergency situation. But you need to come back, put in a disconnect. If you don't do any of that, make sure you tell the homeowner that you bypass the disconnect. And if there's any situation that arises, that you are not responsible. So that'll maybe push them to replacing that disconnect. Look at how much extra shavings they shaved off of this hot wire. Golly. I pulled that old plastic shielding back, and that's a lot. That's crazy. So I'm not going to put the breaker back in there. I'm just going to shove this back in here. Put the cover back on it. So you're probably wondering, Matt, why don't you just replace that breaker while you have it? Just keep that in stock in your van. Where I work now, we don't stock breakers, anything electrical. We call the electrical department to come do it. I agree. Seems like a waste of time. I'm here. I can just do it at the disconnect, right? But we don't stock any of that. But we do stock full disconnects. So I could get approval right now and get a quote built for him and get the disconnect replaced. But since we have to wait on that board, I'd rather just do it all, have a new disconnect ordered or picked up and the board, and just do it all at one time, and this will get him through the deal. Just in case the next one, get low stock on my van, if the next one needs a disconnect. We've had some storms come through lately, and it could be causing a lot of these issues. Waiting for it to kick back on now, and we're going to see if everything's running good. Alright, unit just kicked back on. Condenser just kicked back on. It is running. Just let it run for a little bit. We'll double check the temp split, make sure they're cooling. You can get them by. But I can already feel that it's working. It's running. It's running in heat mode, so I got the reversing valve backwards. So let's go unplug the reversing valve power on the other side of the contactor. Should be good. And that is an innocent mistake. Sometimes they energize in cool mode, sometimes they energize in heat mode. And I'm so used to carrier and trains that I didn't even think about it. And that's why you always double check if it's cooling. Can you imagine it being 100 something degrees in here after I left? That would have been crazy. Okay. And now we're talking. She's dropping temp. Now we're cooling. And we'll give it a few minutes. Just kicked it back on. It's literally 86 in here. I'm sweating. We'll give it a few minutes and we'll check. Definitely cooling though. Yeah, we're in the 70s right now, so it's definitely in the right mode. So let's go call the rental company and give them the good news.